There's a confession sitting in a federal prison in Marion, Illinois. A man named Daniel Krause, truck driver, long haul. He confessed to 4 murders, 4 women, strangled, in their own homes, Central Illinois, 1994 to 1998. Same county where my Rachel died, same years, same way she died. I've been asking the district attorney's office to read that confession for 14 years. He won't. My name is Robert Fitzgerald, Robert Allen Fitzgerald. Friends called me Bob. In here, nobody calls me anything. I keep to myself. I'm 77 years old, Menard Correctional Center, Chester, Illinois. I've been in this place for 29 years. I was an accountant, Hennessey Marsh CPA. 19 years there. I did taxes for small businesses mostly, restaurants, auto shops, a funeral home on Cook Street. I knew where every dollar went in those books. That's what I do, you know. I track things, numbers, dates, receipts. I look at a column and I see what's missing before I see what's there. 29 years ago, a homicide detective named Vasquez looked at my marriage the same way I looked at a tax return. He saw a $200,000 life insurance policy on my wife. He saw a husband who found the body. He saw a mother-in-law who hated her son-in-law since the day we met. He added it up. He got the wrong number. I met Rachel in 1972, Sangamon State University. She was studying library science. I was finishing accounting. She had this laugh. You know that laugh some people have where it sounds like they're surprised every time? That was Rachel. Like the world kept catching her off guard with how funny it was. We got married in 74, bought a house on Whittier Avenue in 78. 3 bedrooms, yellow shutters, big maple tree in the front yard that dropped seeds all over the driveway every May. I hated that tree. She loved it. Our boy Michael was born in 1988, late kid. We'd given up trying, then there he was. I was 41 when Michael came along. I taught him how to ride a bike on Whittier Avenue. We'd go out Saturday mornings, me running behind him, holding the seat. Rachel would stand on the porch with coffee watching us, telling me to let go before I was ready. I let go on a Saturday in May of 1996. Michael was almost 8. He rode all the way to the corner without falling. I remember Rachel clapped so loud the neighbors looked. 5 months later, she was dead. 5 months. That's how fast a life can stop being a life. October 11th, 1996, a Friday. I left the house at 7:42 in the morning. I know it was 7:42 because I had an 8 o'clock with a client, a man named Ed Pulaski, who owned a printing shop, and I was running behind. Rachel made me coffee in a thermos, black, 2 sugars. She kissed me on the cheek and said, "Drive careful, the leaves are wet." Those were the last words my wife ever said to me. Drive careful, the leaves are wet. I worked at the office until 5:30. 8 clients that day. The receptionist, Linda Holcomb, signed me in and out. I had lunch at a place called Maldaner's on 4th Street with a colleague, Tom Greer, from 12:15 to 1:10. The waitress who served us was named Donna. She remembered me at trial. I got home at 5:54 p.m. The front door was unlocked. That was unusual, but not unheard of. Rachel sometimes forgot when she came back from the grocery store. I called out for her, no answer. I went to the kitchen. There was a bag of groceries on the counter, half put away. Eggs out. Milk out. I found her in the bedroom. I called 911 at 6:01. The recording exists. You can listen to it. I'm screaming her name. My voice doesn't sound like a man who killed his wife. It sounds like a man who just walked into the worst moment of his life. I didn't do it. That's the first time I'm going to say that to you. I'm only going to say it 3 times in this whole conversation. Because I learned a long time ago that saying it more doesn't make people believe you. Now. The detective who caught the case was Vasquez. 14 years on homicide. Within 48 hours, he had 3 things. 1. A $200,000 life insurance policy that I bought in 1991, 5 years before her death. 2. My mother-in-law, Eleanor, who told him I was cold with Rachel and that she always thought I'd hurt her one day. 3. No other suspects. 48 hours, you know. 48 hours to decide a man's life. He stopped looking after that. The public defender they assigned me, a young man named David Knecht, 2 years out of law school. Never interviewed Tom Greer. Never interviewed Donna, the waitress. Never asked the printing shop client to verify the morning meeting. He told me the prosecution's case was weak and that I should take a plea for 25 years. I told him no. I told him I wanted to go to trial. I told him an innocent man doesn't take a plea. The jury took 6 hours. You want to know something I learned in 29 years in here? Time doesn't heal anything when you're innocent. People say that. Time heals. It doesn't. Time just adds layers to what already happened. Like sediment. The thing at the bottom is still there, just buried deeper. I want to tell you what 29 years buried. My mother died in 2003. Anna Fitzgerald, 81 years old. She wrote me every week for 7 years, every single week. Then she got sick. The last letter she sent me, her handwriting was wrong. She had a stroke and died 3 weeks later. They wouldn't let me go to the funeral. And for what? My brother Don, 2 years younger than me. We grew up sharing a bedroom in Decatur. He believed me at first. He hired the appellate lawyer in 1999, spent his savings. When the appeal was denied in 2002, something broke between us. He still wrote, but the letters got shorter. Then once a month, then Christmas, then nothing. He died of a heart attack in 2017. I found out from a cousin 3 weeks later. And for what? The house on Whittier Avenue, the yellow shutters, the maple tree I hated. It went into foreclosure in 2001. I couldn't pay the mortgage from in here. The bank took it. Some other family lives in that house now. Some other man pulls into that driveway every night. Some other woman makes coffee in that kitchen, and for what? But you want to know the one that breaks me, the one that I can't talk about without losing whatever this is I'm holding on to right now. Michael. My boy was 8 years old when his mother died. 8 years old. Eleanor, my mother-in-law, took him in. She raised him from that day forward, and she raised him on one story. The story was that I killed his mother. He stopped writing me when he was 11. He came to visit one time in 2004. He was 16. He sat across from me in the visiting room for 22 minutes. He didn't say a word. Not one word. He just looked at me like he was trying to see something he couldn't see. Then he got up and he left. That was the last time I saw my son's face. He's 38 years old now. He's a software engineer in Denver. I know because I asked a lawyer to find out a few years back. He's married, 2 kids, a boy and a girl. I have grandchildren I will never meet. They don't know my name. Or if they do, they know it as the name of the man who killed their grandmother. And for what? For what now? Let me walk you through what I want you to look at, because I'm an accountant, and accountants present their findings. In 2011, a man named Lee Krause was arrested in Effingham, Illinois for the abduction of a 34-year-old woman from her home. During interrogation, he confessed to 4 prior murders. All women, all in their homes, all strangled, all in counties along Interstate 55, the route he drove for Werner Trucking from 1993 to 1999. The 4 women were Patricia Linden, Auburn, Illinois, August 1994. Carol Mae Vincent, Decatur, July 1995. Janine Kowalski, Litchfield, March 1997, and Helen Hodge, Bloomington, November 1998. My wife Rachel was killed in Springfield in October 1996. Springfield is on Interstate 55. The window between Vincent and Kowalski. The MO matches: strangulation, home entry without forced entry. Krause posed as a delivery driver. No sexual assault, nothing taken from the home. Krause confessed that he stopped doing it when his wife found a piece of jewelry in his truck. I wrote to Krause in 2013, from this prison to that prison. I asked him one question. I asked him what color the kitchen tile was in the home where he killed Carol Mae Vincent in Decatur. I asked because Decatur PD never released that detail. It was held back as a verification fact, Krause wrote back. 6 lines, he told me. Pale yellow with a black border. Correct. Then in the same letter, unprompted, he told me that the woman in Springfield in October 1996 had a tea kettle on the stove that was whistling when he left the house. Rachel had a tea kettle, sky blue, with a chip in the spout. It was on the stove when I came home that night. I didn't notice it until later because the police took it for evidence. But it was on the stove. Detective Vasquez never asked me about a tea kettle. I sent that letter to the district attorney of Sangamon County in February 2014, certified mail. I have the receipt. I sent a copy to the Innocence Project of Illinois. I sent a copy to a journalist at the State Journal-Register. The district attorney's office returned my letter without a response. The journalist wrote a 400-word piece that ran on page 11 of the Sunday paper. The Innocence Project told me they had a 4-year wait list. I didn't do it. Second time. 2 more to go. The state's whole case was 3 things: the insurance policy, my mother-in-law, and the fact that I found the body. That's it. No DNA, no fingerprints other than mine. In my own house, no witnesses, no murder weapon. They never even determined what was used to strangle her. A man with the same MO confessed to murders in the same window in the same county and verified a detail about my wife's house that he had no way of knowing. And the district attorney won't read the letter. You know what 29 years of this does to a man. I'm not bitter. I want to be. I've tried to be. Bitterness would be easier than this. Bitterness has shape. It has somewhere to go. What I am is tired. I'm a 77-year-old accountant who has been making the same arithmetic for 29 years and watching everyone refuse to read it. I think about Rachel every day, every single day. I think about her laugh. I think about how she'd stand on the porch on Saturdays and watch me with Michael. I think about the morning of October 11th when she said, "Drive careful, the leaves are wet," and I said okay and didn't even turn around to look at her. I would give every year I have left to turn around that morning, just to look at her one more time. Sometimes I lie on my bunk at night and I do something terrible. I do the math on the other version. The version where I never bought that life insurance policy. The version where Eleanor liked me. The version where the public defender called Tom Greer to the stand. The version where Detective Vasquez looked for 49 hours instead of 48. In every one of those versions, I'm home with my son. He's 38. He calls me on Sundays. I have grandchildren who know my name as something other than a curse. In every one of those versions, Rachel is still dead. That's the part nobody understands. I'm not asking the system to give me back my wife. The system can't do that. Daniel Krause did that. I'm asking the system to stop pretending I'm the reason Rachel is gone. That's all. That's the only thing left I want before I die. I didn't do it. That's the 3rd time. That's the last time. I won't say it again. But the letter is real. The tea kettle was sky blue. And Daniel Krause is sitting in a cell in Marion, Illinois, willing to tell anyone who will listen. Somebody just has to listen. I just want my son to know I didn't kill his mother. That's it. That's all I want.